Not that they would ever go for someone like me. It seemed like they were into the glamorous model-type girls anyway. I was the complete opposite. I tend to stick to myself, and most often than not I was completely clumsy. Tori and I made plans together this weekend while we made small talk. She told me how she works at this restaurant in town and even offered to get me a job as a waitress. She told me she'd give me a ride after school tomorrow to interview at the restaurant. It's not fancy or anything, but it's the fanciest we have in this town. Tori shrugged. You get decent tips though if you know how to be flirty. I chuckled. I have no idea how to be flirty. I was definitely worried about working as a waitress. My clumsiness seemed to increase the more nervous I became, and the last thing anyone wanted was a waitress spilling drinks all over them. You'll learn. It comes with the job. Tori shrugged. I felt as though I were having a lucky day when I walked to my next class and saw Tori sitting in the back. We spent the next class continuing our conversation. The people here really aren't all bad. Tori smiled. You'll survive with no problem as long as you avoid Grace and her friends. Grace? I frowned. The blonde girl who hangs around the twins. Tori replied, and finally I could fit the name to a face. Grace was the supermodel-looking girl that called me a freak. What a great start. I think I already blew that one. I frowned. Tori shuddered. Just completely avoid the twins from now on. She's with Cade at the moment and she's super possessive. I was more than happy to take Tori's advice, but it seemed my luck had finally ran out. My next class held both of the twins. They sat by themselves at a large square table. My heart nearly fell out of my bottom when the teacher told me to sit at their table. As I was walking towards the back, my foot hit the leg of someone's table and I nearly fell to the ground. I managed to catch myself in time and ignore the snickers from other students. With my face burning and my stomach doing flips, I sank down at the twins' table. I avoided all eye contact with them until I could get my thundering heart under control. I could feel two sets of eyes burn into me and I let out a shaky sigh. I turned my head and met the gaze of both of the twins. The two of them were sitting across the table from me, their dark eyes boring into my own. Sitting this close to them was both a blessing and a curse. It was a blessing because I had a much better look at them. They were so much more intoxicating up close. Cade was the slightest bit more muscular than his brother, but their faces were nearly identical. Full eyebrows followed by long eyelashes and plump lips. As I sat there in silence, I tried to choose between the two and it just wasn't possible. The two of them were equally incredibly attractive and I simply couldn't pick. Oh look, Cade.